Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're talking about a technology that's doing more than just changing educational video. It's completely rewriting the rulebook for how we create and share knowledge. So let's just start with this question, because it really gets to the heart of a huge challenge for educators. What if you could create professional, multilingual videos without ever touching a camera or stepping into a studio? I mean, really think about that. Imagine doing all of that, but with just a fraction of the time, the budget, and honestly, the technical headaches you'd normally have to deal with. And here's the thing. This isn't some sci-fi, far-off future stuff. Nope. This is what generative AI is making possible for us right now. It's a massive shift, right? We're moving from the old way, complex software, studio times, stuck in a single language, to this brand new, super streamlined workflow where AI is basically your co-pilot. Okay, so how does all this magic actually happen? To really get what a big deal this is, we've got to first understand the core tech that's making it all possible. And that is, of course, generative AI. The key word to remember here is original. You see, the AI we're used to in video, that's more about enhancing what's already there. Think about auto captions, or maybe getting rid of background noise. But generative AI, or GAI, that's a whole different ballgame. It creates things. Brand new stuff, scripts, voiceovers, even the visuals, all from scratch, just based on what you tell it to do. And this table here, it just lays it out so clearly. Let's take voice dubbing, for example. The old way, the traditional AI, they could give you translated subtitles. Helpful? Sure. But it can't change the actual voice you're hearing. Generative platforms? They absolutely can. They create a brand new synthesized voice in, say, French or Spanish. And that's a massive leap forward. So as you start exploring this new GAI world, you're going to find that the tools basically come in two main flavors. And which one is right for you? Well, it really just boils down to how much control you want to have over the final product. So on one side, you've got your fully generative platforms. These things are lightning fast. They're awesome for creating short little videos, for micro-learning. You basically just feed it a script and poof, out comes a video. But then on the other side, you have what are called hybrid platforms. These tools bake the AI features right into a more traditional video editor, giving you, the instructor, total creative control. This is for when you want to build out a full course and need that fine-tuned precision. Okay, this all sounds great in theory, right? But what does it actually look like when someone uses it? Let's walk through a real-world case study. We're going to see how an instructor built a college-level stats video using this exact kind of simple but really powerful workflow. And you'll see the process is actually way more straightforward than you might think. It doesn't start with a camera, it starts with a simple text prompt. The instructor gets the AI to help draft the script, they pick a hybrid platform to get that hands-on control, they produce and sync up their visuals, and then, and this is the part that feels like magic, they add all the multilingual features. And this is literally the exact prompt the instructor used. Take a look at how clear and specific it is. It lays out the length, 2 minutes, the audience, undergrad students, the topic, p-values, and even the context, a t-test. By starting with a prompt that's this well-structured, they got a really solid first draft to work from, and that saved a just enormous amount of time. The result of that? Well, a task that could have easily taken days of just agonizing over every single word was basically done in less than an hour. And that is the real game changer here. It frees the educator up. They're no longer just a script writer. They become an instructional designer, focusing on making sure the ideas are as clear and effective as they can possibly be. Okay, so next up is production. The instructor took that AI-generated voiceover and popped it right into a familiar timeline editor. And this is where that control comes in. They could perfectly sync up the narration with the key moments on their slides, adding arrows, callouts, and highlights to really guide the student's eye. They kept total control over the pacing and the emphasis of the whole lesson. But this is where things get truly transformative. The instructor wanted to make this video accessible for their international students, so they decided to create a French version. Now, in the old days, that would have been a whole project in itself, right? You'd have to hire a translator, find a voice actor, re-edit the whole thing. It's a nightmare. But now, it's just a feature built right into the software. And this is it. This is that moment. You see the sentence on the screen? That's a key explanation from the original script. It was automatically translated and then voiced in French. That new French audio track was generated from the English script in just a few clicks. I mean, that ability, it's an absolute game changer for making education more equitable and accessible for everyone. So it's pretty clear this technology is way more than just a cool new tool or some neat party trick. It signals a fundamental shift in how we approach teaching, how we think about educational equity, and really the very nature of what instructional content even is. And when we look ahead, the source material actually lays out 5 major paths this is all heading down. We are talking about some wild stuff, like hyper-realistic avatars that look and sound just like the instructor, or fully integrated systems that can create an entire video course from just a single prompt. Just try to imagine dynamic, conversational videos that can actually respond to a student's questions in real time, all while analytics are embedded to give instant feedback. That is the future that AI is building right now. Which brings us to a final and pretty provocative question to leave you with. When AI gets this good at delivering the lecture, what happens to the instructor's role? Well, it evolves. It has to. The educator shifts from being the sage on the stage, the person just narrating the content, to becoming the architect, the designer of the entire learning experience. And honestly, that might just be the most exciting part of this whole revolution.